Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Saturday, August 31st, and we are here talking to you about what matters to you, the things that are going on in your life that touch your money, that are important, that you need some help with. We would love to be there for you. Both Mark and I are certified financial planners. So that means we went through all the coursework and we took the hard tests. And, I was a financial planner 100 years ago. Mark never was in that business, but we love hearing about you, the holistic you, and trying to figure out the ways that we can help you get where you want to go. And sometimes that means a way that is something that you may not even consider or you're slightly uncomfortable with. It's okay. We're just going to lay out some options. If you'd like to join us, all you need to do is go to the website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. That is what Jennifer did. She is on the line from Connecticut. Hello, Jennifer. What's on your mind? How can we help you out?
So I have a question for you going forward on retirement contributions.
Okay.
A little backstory. My husband and I moved from Florida to Connecticut about 4 years ago, and I stopped working at the time. When I did that, we reduced so we weren't getting any federal tax taken out because we have 4 small kids. So
wait a minute. How old are the kids?
7, 5, 3, and 1.
Mark, don't you ever complain about anything ever again. Got that? Let's just do that. Let's do that slowly. 7, 5, 3, yep. And 1.
Yeah. And I have an 18-year-old stepson, but.
Oh my God. All right. So you have all these kids, and 4 years ago when you moved, you stopped. What did you reduce withholding and so that you kept more of your check, or did you
Correct.
Actually did you stop it altogether?
It wound up being stopped altogether.
Okay.
Because he didn't have a whole lot being taken out anyway.
Okay. How much was he making at the time?
Probably around 60. He's making 80 now.
Got it. And are you working now, or how could you work? You've got 100 children in your...
No, I'm back at work. I work from home, so it's great.
Oh my God. You're like a little old lady in the shoe. Oh my God. How much do you earn now, Jennifer?
I'm at 117.
Have you been withholding since, or how did this all work out? Give me the timeline.
Yeah, no, we made some mistakes. So I didn't realize, I guess, when setting up your withholdings, there's the little button to click that there's multiple incomes.
Yeah.
So even when I went back to work and I put in the 4 dependents, there was no federal tax coming out. So the first year it was fine because I only worked a half a year and the income that we had combined, it wasn't a problem.
Okay.
The second year, it wasn't a problem because we got solar panels installed and the federal credit we got covered us.
Okay.
Last year it became a problem and we owed about $15,000.
Okay. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So thank God. Okay.
No. So we've got it set up going forward.
Okay.
That we're getting the proper taxes taken out and all that. So
okay.
we're fine going forward.
Mm-hmm.
However, to do that, we reduced our, I'm a federal employee, so I'm in the TSP. My husband is a federal contractor, so he just has a 401k. Okay. So we reduced both of those down to 5%. I had been doing the max.
Yep.
And he was doing, I think, 10% of his income.
Okay.
So we reduced that down to the full match for both of us. In combined retirement, we had just over $1 million in retirement.
Wow. Wait a second. How old are you guys?
I'm 40 and my husband's 38.
$1 million? 4 kids? That's amazing.
Yeah, I started at 18, so.
Oh my God, fantastic.
And I maxed it out.
Okay.
Going forward, I'm due, as a federal employee, you get certain raises, based on time, not on anything else.
Sure.
What should we do with that? We have money. We did pull from our emergency fund to pay the taxes, and we're working to get that balance back up to where it needs to be.
How much is in the emergency reserve right now?
Right now, just over $10,000.
What is the ideal amount? What do you need? What's your 6 months of expenses?
So our home's paid for.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. No wonder you have no money in non-retirement assets.
Yes.
Hold on a second. Home is paid for. How much is it worth?
Probably $575.
Continue. Okay. So what do we have to get up the emergency reserve from? What do we have to get it up to?
I'd say $25,000.
Okay. So $1 million in retirement, 10 grand in emergency reserves. There's no other non-retirement assets, right?
A little bit in different savings accounts. So we set aside every paycheck for travel, a new car, Christmas gifts, birthday parties, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we have a bucket of money for those things.
Yeah, but that's going to be spent.
Correct. Yeah. No, non-retirement mutual funds or anything.
Yeah, no non-earmarked funds, right? Because you need that money. Okay, and how much is, just so I know, just in case the blank hit the fan, how much would you say is total in those savings accounts for all those different things?
Probably 25 to 30,000 right now.
All right. So really, if something horrible happened, you do have that because you wouldn't be taking so many vacations. But yes,
Right.
okay.
Exactly.
But we just still want to build that up. Okay. So now, given that you have reduced your retirement contributions down to 5%, how is the cash flow?
We're fine. I mean, if we could increase our spending every week, that would be great. But we would also hit that number every week. Funny how your spending grows when the money you have to spend grows.
Yeah, we call that lifestyle creep. Like all of a sudden, it's costing more to me to live my life than it did when I was making no money because I just spend on more stuff.
Right.
Okay. So any money in the children's names right now?
We have very small bank accounts. Whenever they get a $50 check for their birthday or Christmas, I toss that in. And they don't know about it. We do have a 529 for each of them.
Okay.
The 7-year-old has the most. She's got about 13,000. And then the other 3 are right around between 1,500 and 2,000, depending on the market.
And are you using pre-tax retirements or using Roth retirements for you guys?
Everything's Roth.
Everything's
TSP's Roth, our IRAs are Roth, and my husband's 401k is Roth. Okay. And then also we're paying about $40,000, $45,000 a year for the nanny right now.
Good God.
We'll have her for another probably year and a half. And then the youngest will be 3 or 4. So she'll be in preschool. So the plan would be at that point, funnel some of that money into 529s for the kids, $20,000 a year probably. Mm-hmm. And then I can also possibly use that money at that time to increase my 401 or TSP, my husband's 401k.
Are you going to be completely bummed out when I tell you to just forget about your kids for a second and let's take a deep breath?
Sure.
Because, I don't want to think about them. I think about them too often. I get where you're going in terms of, sort of looking at the nanny as a child expense and then reallocating it to a different child expense. So I know that that's what sort of seems to make sense. However, I think you guys have done a great job of accumulating this $1 million in retirement funds. I really would love to see you guys go back to the max for each of you, for both of you rather. And I really would love to see that because, I mean, look, you got 4 kids. It's going to be like almost impossible to just save enough money to put 4 kids through school. I mean, you're going to have 2 in school at the same time for a couple of years, just when you feel like you've got some, like, it's like on a rolling 2-year basis, you're going to have 8 years of like a horror show. I know that you want to do that, but I guess I'm wondering if you can try to turn back to your retirement accounts and you both are going to try to get to, I'm going to say 10, 12%, somewhere around there. Okay. I think that'll be fine. You'll be good. And you've got a lot of money saved. So I don't want to like discount that. Now, hopefully this gets you to the point where the nanny is kaput. I mean, you're going to still have, you're not going to have zero cost because the kids still are young, right? So let's say it goes from 45 to more like 15 for stuff, babysitters kind of thing. So now we have $30,000. You have to tell me like how much you're willing to work relative to how much you want to save for these kids. Because obviously every dollar that is not going into your retirement or even your non-retirement and going towards the kids is kind of like extends your work life. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how you feeling about that. You have 4 kids. It's a long time. You got 20 years at least ahead of you, right? So just to get them through college, I would probably go like 3/4 retirement, 1/4 education. Mark, what do you want to do?
It's about 30,000 you're saying to play with?
Yeah.
I mean, how important, they already have a good amount of money saved. They're going to keep saving. How important is funding college to you guys?
It's important. I was looking at it. I think in Connecticut, you can get up to $10,000 credit on your income tax. So I was definitely trying to hit that number just for those purposes.
Yeah. That's the Connecticut Higher Education Trust or CHET. Yeah. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Well, what if we did 10? How about if we did 10 for the kids and 20 for you guys?
that works. Focus that into the retirement accounts. And then once that's hit, then do the non-retirement stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Because, listen, the non-retirement you can use for college. Listen, if you're going to have kids, you're making a good chunk of money, but you actually could potentially qualify for some financial aid and some grants and stuff just because the sheer numbers are phenomenal. And also because you will have kids in school at the same time, right? So it's a little bit of a dance. So I think saving is a good idea. If we had $30,000, I think it's fair to say, if you put an extra 10 grand into his retirement, an extra 10 grand into yours, and then the extra 10 split among the kids, I think that's okay. Let me ask you some more critical questions, like, tell me about life insurance for these 100 children of yours.
I've got that through work. I've got just shy of $1 million on myself. And I'm not sure what my husband's is. I know it's multiple of his salary. I think it's 5 times his salary.
Okay. I mean, he should have probably $1 million also. If he can buy more, that would be good. And how about wills and power of attorney and that kind of stuff and healthcare proxy?
Yep, we've got all that taken care of.
Oh, you see? A happy Jill right here. I think you're in good shape, though. And I think that, it's like a bad lesson to learn, Jennifer, about the withholding. On the other hand, it could have been so much worse. I was getting prepared as you were telling the story that I was going to be like, oh, this is a real serious, like this. I thought it was going to be like 50 grand or something. So I think you're weirdly lucky that it was what it was.
Oh, yeah. No, I was panicking, too. When I was seeing the numbers, I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Right. Exactly. So, all right, let's do that then. Get that emergency reserve fund going, build up the retirement account, get the non-retirement assets, and start setting aside some moolah for the kids. If you would like to bring a matter to our attention and share it with the Jill on Money community, don't worry, we can anonymize you. It's okay. You don't have to use your real name, but go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write your note, and of course, check the box if you want to join us on the air live. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter and maybe even just check out that subscription service, Jill on Money Live. Access to quarterly live webinars, bonus video content, all for $35. Very, very affordable. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Do me a favor, lift someone up. It's going to make that person feel good. I promise you, it's going to make you feel good too. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.